The reason the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum is in Sudan is because we are very concerned of the risks of mass violence, mass atrocities, and possibly even genocide over the next 3 to 5 years. And we wanted to go see for ourselves what is happening on the ground so that we can inform our visitors, the public, about the risks to civilians in Sudan. We invited Andrew Natsios to go with us because of his long experience in Sudan.
This trip was particularly memorable for me to Juba in southern Sudan because it was the first time I had been back in 3 years and the city was transformed. The thing that was most interesting is the condition of the people. During the war, the repeated trips I took over 21 years, I saw a lot of people who were emaciated, on the edge of starvation deaths. Now everyone is dressed. They're not just dressed, they're well dressed. Just the absence of war where people aren't daily bombed and strafed by the Sudanese Air Force. There's no one that I could see malnourished in Juba. Even in the rural areas, I'm told things are in much better shape because people have ways of supporting themselves if there's peace.
What's really striking when we arrived in Juba is what kind of impact the war and the atrocities have had on the population. On one of the first days we were there, we talked to Akoy Bangol about the political situation. So what was interesting when we were talking about his son Ring was that Ring had actually been a slave.
My son was abducted by the PDF and he was sold.
The life I went through, it was really terrible. There were names they would use to address me. Abit. Abit. That means slave. If you escape, you'd be amputated. And I have seen it from other people. The way they would beat me, the way they would hit me was unbearable. It became apparent to me that if I didn't have to escape, I would always end up here. And these people are bound to kill me. I even forgot what my name was. The only way to introduce myself was, I was the slave of so-and-so.
I remember my son remembering one day he asked his master and he said, but this thing, we are still digging. Thing may collapse on me. And he said, lucky you will be the only buried Dinka because your people are dying in the open air. They don't have a grave for them. So that's good for you to have a grave at least.
Everybody in the South has some kind of story. This is a country that has been seared by the impact of war and atrocities.
My life history started like this. When we escaped from Sudan to Uganda, we lived in Kitugum refugee camp. We had the rebel group, the Lord's Resistance Army, came and attacked different refugee camps. One evening they came. The rebels decided to kill us. So they started selecting people to kill, and my mom was one of them. They started beating her head with an axe. My mother died at that moment. The boy came at me with a machete and he cut me on my face, my forearm, and my breast. I pretended to be dead. I saw the rebels go after my sister. They beat her so badly that her head cracked in 2 pieces. My sister had been carrying her 2 little girls. I must have fainted at some point. I woke up and everything was quiet except I could hear children crying. I picked up Mary and I strapped her to my back. I took Amato Joyce's hand and slowly we started to make our way through all the dead people.
Virtually everyone we met has been touched in some way by events of the last 30 years. Despite all these terrible things that have happened to them, despite the fighting, despite the violence, despite the hardship, despite the poverty, there is still a lot of hope about the future. And there is just an enormous enthusiasm among everyone we've met here about the prospect of independence.
Under this comprehensive peace agreement that was signed in January of 2005, a vote will take place in early 2011 on whether or not the South will secede from Sudan and form a separate country, which is really what the public wants, an independent country.
So this gives us hope, because we are now 5 years into this agreement.
And I believe President Bashir, who's actually very proud of the CPA, he said that to me many times, but there's a hardline faction in the government that never supported it, does not support it now. And so there's a dance going on here, a very dark dance.
Is this dream going to be realized or not? Are we going back to war or not?
I wanted to see what my husband had struggled for to come true. I want to see our children being happy in their own country, where they will not be looked down as a second-class citizen.
People are dying because of diseases, because we don't have qualified doctors. For this, I want to be a doctor.
I wanted to be a member of parliament because there are so many problems that are facing us Southerners.
My hope is to become a lawyer.
So many people are killed, and nobody even bothered to go and ask what was the cause.
Help us to work together for the good.